So here you are, that moment you didn't plan for. A word, a tone, a delay, a shift in the air. Something lands in a way that doesn't sit right. Your chest tightens, your stomach drops. A flush of heat rises, and suddenly you feel it. That pull, that friction, that separation from your true self. And right behind it comes the thought, I shouldn't be feeling this. Not after all the work I've done. I thought I was past this. What's wrong with me? But hear us clearly now. There is nothing wrong with you. Contrast is not a mistake. It's not a step backward. It's a signal. It's a recalibration. It's a moment of great power. Because in that split second where it all flares up, the tension, the fear, the sting of old emotion, you are standing on the edge of a new frequency. This isn't just discomfort. It's information. It's your inner guidance system lighting up, alerting you that something is ready to shift in your reality. This is the invitation to witness your own becoming in real time. And most people, they miss it. They push it down. They run to distraction. They scramble to fix what triggered them or blame what's outside. But not you. Not anymore. You're learning to pause in the fire, to breathe instead of resist, to see discomfort not as chaos but as sacred intelligence. Because that reaction you just felt, it does not mean you're broken. It is a proof that you're alive, expanding, and being invited into a much deeper alignment. It is the conversation between the version of you that's trying to hold on and the version of you that's ready to be born out of transformation. A former identity cracking just enough for the light to come through. So instead of turning away, you get to lean in. Instead of collapsing, you get to observe. You get to ask, what belief is surfacing? What thought am I being asked to update? What version of me no longer fits this frequency? And from that awareness, a whole new reality comes into existence, not because you pushed through, but because you stayed present long enough to rise. Because you didn't come into this physical realm to live on a smooth, flat line of monotony. You came for expansion, and contrast is the spark that ignites it. So when it hits, don't push it away. Don't pretend you're above it. Don't scramble to fix the outside so you don't have to feel the inside. This is not a moment of brokenness, it's sacred space. Because every single time contrast shows up, it gives birth to a new desire, a clearer preference, a bolder frequency. And when you don't resist that, when you mind the moment instead of battling it, you become a vibrational master. You return to your power. So we want to give you something simple, something you can remember right in the middle of it, right in the middle of a moment of contrast. Not a process you do once you're in a better space, not a journal prompt for later, but a real-time energetic reset. A 3-step way to meet the moment, hold space for it, and turn it into momentum. Ready? Here it is. Step 1. Name it. Name the emotion, not the situation, person, or the story. This feels like anger. This feels like dread. This feels like confusion. Why? Because when you name what you're feeling, you stop fighting it. You stop spinning in it. You become the observer and not the absorber. And when you observe your vibration, even gently, you create space between you and it. You stop identifying with the storm, and you start becoming the sky holding the storm. You don't need to analyze it. You don't need to solve it. You just need to witness it. That alone is alchemy. It's where the shift in perspective begins. Step 2. Soften. Now that you've named it, soften into it. You're not here to overpower your emotion. You're here to flow with it. Take a breath. Let your shoulders drop. Ease your jaw. Loosen your grip and relax. Because most of the pain isn't the emotion itself. It's the resistance against the emotion. The trying to hold it back. The shame that you're even feeling it. The inner war that says, this means I'm not aligned. But you are not out of alignment because you felt contrast. You are human and divine and sensitive enough to notice energy. So soften, even if the emotion still lingers. Let it be sadness, softly. Let it be overwhelm, without judgment. Let it be fear, without panic. Soften your thoughts. Soften the "I should be somewhere else by now" voice. You're here, and that's enough. And being here, fully, presently, honestly, is everything. It's not a delay on the way to alignment, it is the doorway. Because true transformation doesn't happen when you're bypassing the moment or pretending you feel better than you actually do. It happens when you meet yourself where you actually are, without trying to rush, without needing to perform anything for the universe. This is the moment you show yourself unconditional presence. This is where your nervous system learns safety. This is where your vibration starts to stabilize, not because everything is perfect, but because you are no longer abandoning yourself in the name of being high vibe. You are learning to hold the parts of you that resist, and that is high vibration, that is alignment, that is mastery. Step 3. Retune. Now you don't have to leap into joy. You don't need to jump into bliss. You just need to find one thought that feels slightly better. That's it. That's how you climb the emotional scale, one step at a time. So maybe that thought sounds like, "I've felt this before, and I've come through. I don't have to figure it all out right now." This feeling is not the end of the story. Rather, it's the beginning of something new. I'm allowed to pause. I'm allowed to breathe. I'm allowed to recalibrate. Let it be true. Let it feel like relief. That's your only job right now, to reach for a thought that feels slightly more relieving than the one before. And when you do, when you honestly retune, the vibration begins to shift. And what happens next isn't about willpower, it's about law. When your vibration softens, your point of attraction shifts. The universe meets you differently. Conversations unfold differently. Clarity starts dripping in, and you begin to feel yourself rising, not because you forced it, but because you remembered the truth of who you are. Because here's the thing, the contrast didn't knock you down. It pointed you toward what you want more clearly than ever. You just needed to catch up to the version of you that was born through it. And that version of you, they are wiser, clearer, bolder, more self-respecting, more magnetic. So when contrast hits, and it will, don't make it mean you failed. Make it mean, I'm expanding right now. I'm getting clearer. I'm calling more of me forward. This isn't about spiritual perfection. It's about vibrational fluidity. You don't have to stay in love and light every second. You just have to care enough about how you feel to notice when you slip and love yourself back into alignment, over and over, until it becomes natural, until your reset becomes your ritual. Now, a reminder. If you're in the middle of a trigger, don't tend to a bliss. Don't demand joy. Don't reach so high that you fall right back down. Reach for relief. Reach for neutrality. Reach for a deep breath. Reach for you. Because when you do, the whole universe recalibrates with you. That's how powerful you are. You don't need to control the outside. You don't need to fix the circumstance. You just need to realign the signal. Because the signal you're sending is everything. It's not based on what you say out loud or what you affirm throughout the day. It's what you embody when no one's watching. That quiet baseline of energy, that unspoken self-talk humming beneath the surface. That's what the universe tunes into. And when you shift that baseline of self-talk, not through force, but through presence, softness, and truth, everything begins to move differently. Life meets you in a new tone at a new frequency. Circumstances begin to mirror your calm inner rhythm. Moments feel more natural and less like a chase. Not because the world changed, but because you did. And that's the moment where reality starts to feel like divine alignment instead of effort. Contrast is not the end. It's a moment of vibrational decision. And now you know what to do. Name it. Soften. Retune. Say it again with us, not to remember, but to embody. When contrast hits, I do not panic. I pause, breathe, and witness, and I return to my knowing. Contrast is a teacher, not a punishment. Emotion is a messenger, not a weakness, and I am the one who chooses how I meet it. Over and over again, I choose to soften. I choose to soothe myself and let this moment expand me, not shrink me. Because I am the one who tunes the frequency, and from this place, everything is possible.